I'm here with Ben Lotes, a member of the varsity cross country and track team, and we're here to talk today about how the season's going for the team and him personally. So Ben, how has the team season been going this winter?
It's been going pretty good. We had a lot of members of the team qualify automatically and qualify or provisionally for national meet, and we're looking towards this week's conference meet, and hopefully big things are going to happen there.
And how's the season going for you personally?
It started off okay. I had a good race up at Nebraska, and then that got me a good seed time for conference, and then hopefully I'm going to run fast at conference this week.
And how does the transition between indoor and outdoor track affect you and the team?
It's not a big transition. Our coach kind of looks towards outdoor as more of importance than indoor, so we usually take a couple days off and then get right back into it.
Okay, and last week on the show we talked about how football seems to be taking over as the main sport, obviously at Pitt State, but the concern of other sports falling to the side and not being recognized. Do you find that a problem during football season with cross country, that maybe the team isn't getting recognized enough?
Well, for cross country, that's right during football. I mean, we go all over the place. We never have a home meet, so it's kind of hard to come support us. I mean, we go to Joplin a couple times a year, which is 30 minutes away, but yeah, it'd be nice to have more support, I could say, but like I said, it's probably hard for a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand a cross country race. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say there.
Well, hopefully the cross country and track team can get some more support and fans in the stands out there. In international news, specifically the Olympics going on in Vancouver, the U.S. men's hockey team managed to beat Canada for the first time in 50 years. The U.S. men's team came in an underdog to the game and defeated Canada by the score of 5-3 after an impressive empty net goal. Of course, Canada has stars like Sidney Crosby, who are very recognized players in the NHL. But what it means for the men's team defeating Canada, that also was a very historic thing, but it gave them the #1 seed going into the medal rounds, which put Canada down at number 6. Another matchup that I would like to talk about is Canada and Russia, who are actually facing off tonight. Canada, as I said, with Sidney Crosby, big scoring threat, but on the other side you've got Russia, who has Evgeny Malkin, a teammate of Sidney Crosby's, and Sidney Crosby's arch enemy, as you might say, Alexander Ovechkin from the Washington Capitals. So it'll be interesting to see which of the two tough teams comes out on top and how Sidney Crosby deals with playing against one of his teammates along with his rival, Alex Ovechkin. We're going to go ahead and head to a sponsor break. You're watching your home for Pitt State Sports Overtime.
This broadcast of Pittsburg State University Athletics is brought to you in part by the PSU Department of Communication and PSU Student Publications, the Collegio Pittsburg State's #1 news source and the Kansas Pittsburg State University's award-winning yearbook.
Welcome back to Overtime, your #1 sports recap talk show. I'm Brandon Buck. Well, there's been a lot of speculation recently and over the past couple of months with how the UFC has become so mainstream in the United States and all across the world, if it was appropriate to bring home brand new athlete Brock Lesnar into the UFC. Now, for those of you who may not know who Brock Lesnar is, he is a former 3-time heavyweight champion for the WWE professional wrestling, standing at 6'3" and 265 pounds. There is huge speculation on steroids, on aggression, on if there should be a professional athlete from a scripted sports show coming into a real-life mainstream sport. With the speculation on steroids, at least. 6'3", 265 pounds, and the man is ripped. He is a beast. He looks like he's been chiseled. Obviously, if you are around sports as much as the majority of us are, you'll understand that not everything has to be used with steroids. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of work in the gym and your diet, and maybe he had big parents in order for him to be a huge athlete that he is. There's no question whatsoever that this guy is a beast. He has custom-made UFC gloves that are 5XL, that are the size of a lunchbox. Imagine that being struck to your head when you're inside that octagon. Second off, is he too rowdy? A new generation of Tito Ortiz from yesterday's time coming into the UFC, who is a man who is used to bringing in pay-per-views and selling tickets in an entertainment business-wise, going into mainstream UFC? I think not. I think he is going to be an incredible asset for the UFC and for generations across the world, knowing who he is, or who he was, rather to speak, coming into the UFC and bringing in all the controversy and talk. Not only does it create pay-per-view sales, not only does it sell tickets, but it brings talk and controversy and attention to him that a UFC heavyweight champion deserves. I think, in all honesty, in my opinion, Brock Lesnar is going to be an incredible, incredible fighter for the UFC, and that's my opinion on that topic.
That about wraps it up for this week's edition of Overtime. Be sure to tune in next episode for total coverage over the ending of the Winter Olympics over in Vancouver, along with a total medal count, which will also feature a count on how many women Tiger Woods has been with. I'm Jake Faber alongside Brandon Buck. We'll see you next time.